Hello, welcome to CKE 10,001's gaming channel. In this video, we'll be looking at my Mob Psycho, Mob and Friends deck profile. Yeah, so we're gonna start to take a look at the level zeros. The combos are a huge accident with the choice climax and 100% climax card for the level 3 restander combo. But we'll take a look at the level zeros first. I'm running one copy of Reagan Empathy. It has two auto effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, choose one of your opponent's characters and one trait of that character, and that character loses all that chosen trait until end of turn. And the second effect is when it's placed on stage from your hand, you can pay 3 stock. If you do, your opponent puts all their stock into their waiting room and puts the same amount of cards from the top of their deck into their stock. It's a stock wash with a trait losing. Then I'm running 2 copies of Reagan Life Advice. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's characters, put it into your opponent's memory, put that, and put your opponent's, your opponent puts that character on from the opponent's memory on any position of their stage. And then the second effect is when the card is placed on stage from your hand, you can pay 1, discard a card. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Esper, Spirit, or Master character, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. So it's on play tutor, and then gets rid of any cards with lingering effects. And then I'm running 2 copies of Ritsu Childhood Memories. It has 2 auto effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard a card. If you do, choose 1 explosion counter event in your waiting room, return it to your hand. And the second effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, take a hit. If you do, you can bond to Mob Explosion, which is your level 3. You can bond to that by taking a hit. And I'm running 3 copies of Teruki Awakening Lab. It has 2 effects. The first is Continuous Assist. All your level 0 or lower characters in front of this card gets plus 1000 power. And the second effect is pay 1, rest 2 of your characters. Flip over 4 cards to the top of your deck, put them away route, and for each climax reveal, search your deck for 1 yellow or Esper character. Then I'm running 3 copies of Ritsu Kageyama. The first effect is the Ricky effect. On play, pay 1 to hit. You can search your deck for a level 1 or lower character. And then the second effect is Experience. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, if the total level of cards in your level is 2 or higher, choose one of your characters, and that character has plus 2000 power until the end of turn. And running 3 copies of Mob Natural Psychic. Continuous. This card cannot side attack. And when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you can choose one of your other characters, rest it, and move it to an open position of your backstage. Those are all the level zeros. Then for level 1s, I'm running 4 copies of Teruki Challenged Beliefs. It has 2 effects. The first is Continuous Experience. If the total level of the cards in your level is 2 or higher, this card gets plus 2000 power. The second effect is the Climax combo. When this card attacks, if a huge accident is in your Climax area and you have another Esper character, you can discard a card. If you do, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 card from one room, put it into your hand, put the rest into your waiting room, and this card gets the following ability until the end of opponent's next turn. When this card's frontal attack, you can return this card to your hand. Then I'm running 4 copies of Explosion Counter Event. It's a 1-1 event. Look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Esper or Master or Muscles character from among them. Try to focus that. Choose up to 1 Esper, Master, or Muscles character from among them. Reveal it to your opponent. Put it into your hand. Put the rest into your waiting room, and then put this card in your memory, or put this card face down underneath Mob Gratitude towards his master as a marker. So this can go into your memory or become a marker for a specific card. Then running 2 copies of Mob Puppy Love. It has 2 effects. The first is Continuous Experience. If the total level of cards in your level is 2 or higher, this card gets 1000 power. And Continuous Memory. If Explosion Counter is in your memory, this card gets the following ability. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you can put the top card of your deck into your stock. And I'm running 1 copy of Mob Searching for... sorry about that. 1 copy of Mob Searching for Tsuchinoko. It has 2 effects. Let me try to focus again. It has two effects. The first is auto. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is 1 or higher, put it into your stock. Second effect is when this card becomes reversed, if the level of this card's battle opponent is higher than your opponent's level, you may put that character at the bottom of your opponent's deck. Then I'm running 2 copies of Reagan, letting his disciple work. It has 2 effects. The first is continuous assist. All your characters in front of this card get plus X power. X equals to that character's level times 500. And the second effect is rest this card, draw a card, choose a card in your hand, and put it into your waiting room. So let's draw this card. Then running 2 copies of the backup Ritsu Fateful Meeting. When you use this card's backup, you can pay 2 extra stock, put 1 character from your stage in your waiting room. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters with higher level than your opponent's level and put it into his or her waiting room. Then I'm running 2 copies of Ritsu Newfound Powers. It has 3 effects. The first is if your waiting room has 2 or less Climax cards, this card gets -1 level while in your hand. When this card is placed on stage for hand, you can heal 1 damage, and when this card attacks, you can pay 2, discard a card. If you do, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Then I'm running 3 copies of Petite Reagan. It has 3 effects. The first is when if you have 2 or less Climax cards in waiting room, this gets -1 level. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can choose an Esper or Master in your clock and put it at the bottom of your deck, so it heals to the bottom of your it heals to the bottom of your deck. To the bottom of your deck, yeah. And the third effect is at the beginning of your Encore step, if you do not have another rested character on your center stage, you can pay 1. If you do, rest this card. So it's a pay 1 Encore. And running 4 copies of the finisher, Mob Explosion. It has 3 effects. Try to focus on that bit. Yeah. Continuous memory. If you have 3 or more explosion counters in your memory, this card gets plus 2,000 power and cannot be chosen by your opponent's effects. The second effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, draw 2, discard 2, and put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your stock. And the third effect is Climax Combo. This ability activates up to once per turn at the end of this card's attack. If 100% is in your Climax area, you can pay 2, discard 2. If you do, stand this card. It's a restander. And then I'm running 2 copies of Wig Event. If you do not have a character with Teruki in its card name, this card cannot be played from hand. Usually you have the Brainstormer in the back. And then you can choose up to 2 of your characters, and those characters get plus 2,000 power and the following 2 abilities until end turn. This card cannot be chosen by your opponent's effects, and this ability activates once per turn. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. So stacking it on the restander makes each, like if they don't cancel on the first one, and then you restand it and they cancel on the second attack, your ping will still go off. And then I'm running 2 copies of Teruki Hanazawa. It is also an early play. Continuous, if you have 4 or more other Esper or Spirit characters, this gets -1 level in hand. Continuous experience, if the total level of cards in your level is 4 or higher. Let's try to focus on that. Double sleeving makes it really hard for the camera to focus. Yeah. Continuous experience, if total level of cards in your level is 4 or higher, this card gets 2,000 power. And third effect, when this card is placed on stage from your hand, look up to X cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 card from one of them, put it in your hand, put the rest in your waiting room. X equals to the number of Esper or Spirit characters you have. And then the last 8 cards are the Climax cards. 4 copies of A Huge Accident, which is your level 1 Climax combo, Choice Trigger, and 4 copies of 100%, which is on a gate trigger for your level 3 finisher combo. Let's try to make it so it's not blurry. I don't know if I can, but there it is. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check EncoreDecks.com in the link in the description below to see an overview of this deck build.